I know nobody is happy about the government shutdown. I'm not happy about the government shutdown either, and I know a lot of people are wondering, what is this all about? And certainly the partisan rhetoric is not helpful. There seems to be this rather bizarre competition over whether or not we call it a Trump shutdown or we call it a Schumer shutdown. The label isn't what's important here. The substance is what's important. And the reason that I and other Democrats have refused to support this continuing resolution is because the Republican Party, President Trump, House, they control everything. They are doing nothing. They are not allowing our government to function. Yes, DACA is a big part of it. We have 800,000 young people who were promised status in this country, who Trump took it away from and said, we need Congress to act, to pass legislation. We have the votes in the House and the Senate for DACA bills, a whole bunch of different DACA bills. But the Republicans refuse to bring it up for a vote. And it's not just DACA, disaster relief. Texas, Florida, Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands have been devastated. We have a disaster relief bill to try to get them help. The Republicans in the House and the Senate, President, they won't do it. Not happening. CHIP, they did include in this bill, but they didn't fund community health care centers. On issue after issue, on health care, they have systematically tried to destroy our health care system because of how much they hate the Affordable Care Act. Got rid of the individual mandate so that the insurance market simply will not work. Our Senator Patty Murray and Senator Lamar Alexander have a bipartisan agreement to help fix the Affordable Care Act. Again, the Republicans refuse to allow a vote. They won't let the process go forward. And even on the appropriations process, they keep talking about funding the government. A continuing resolution is not the way you're supposed to run the government. It is something that says you can only fund based on last year. No new programs. Can't get rid of old programs. We need appropriations bills. The Republicans won't bring them up. I care about education, the infrastructure, all of the things that the discretionary budget funds. They're not doing it. We did a CR in September until the first week of December. Then we did another one to December 22nd. Then we did another one to January 16th. All the while I say, well, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. They are doing nothing. If we vote for another CR, not only do the dreamers not get what they deserve, disaster relief doesn't get funded, healthcare doesn't get fixed, appropriations bills don't get passed. We have to stand up and insist that the Republicans do their job. They ran, they won. It's unfortunate in my view, but they controlled the House, the Senate, and the White House. They have to govern. On issue after issue, they've refused to do that. And unless we make a stand, and the only place that we can on the continuing resolution and say, no, we're not going to keep drip, drip, drip destroying our government. You've got to fund it, and you've got to pass the bills necessary to make it work. That's why we have a government shutdown. And all this empty rhetoric about, blame this person, blame that, it's because the Republicans are not governing. They don't care about government, apparently. They think that passing a continuing resolution should be all you have to do. It's not. It has a devastating impact on our country in place after place. So we need to stand and fight and try to force them to do their job. Look, I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if Paul Ryan's going to bring these bills up for a vote, but he ought to. And that's the thing. It's not even that they're voting things down. They're not even letting us have a vote. On all of those issues that I just mentioned, we have the votes to pass it, the votes to improve our healthcare system, the votes to fund community healthcare clinics, the votes to help the people in disaster-stricken areas. We just need the Republicans to allow it to come up for a vote.